How's everyone doing today? It's Indiana here with Emptoraudio. Today we're taking a look at the SMSL AD18. This is going to be a integrated amplifier with, also has a built-in DAC as well too. It's just kind of going for, one of those all-in-one units. But it's got kind of an interesting profile to it. You can tell that it's kind of more of like a, standing up kind of unit, not like the usual, kind of flat style units. So it's a little bit different than most of your common, models you might find on Amazon. So it retails for right around $150, but that's not what I paid for it. Now, I'm not sponsored by SMSL. I have received 2 units from a distributor for free, but I did not get this one for free. I actually got this one on eBay for a little over $30, and the seller claimed that it was not working. However, that was actually a pretty easy fix, just had a bad power supply. I got that replaced with another one I actually had here, and it works fine, of course. I will say if you do get a power supply replacement, make sure you get a good quality one. You don't want to have a poor quality power supply, because just like a recipe, poor ingredients make for poor sound. So everything you have into something, whether it's a power supply, DACs, anything, you want to make sure you have the best quality components going into a unit, even if it is repaired. So the SMSL AD18, let's take a look at the back here. Of course, it's a very compact unit, and I'm mostly using this unit for a basically just an integrated amplifier to drive off of my DO300 DAC. We have a number of good connections back here. Of course, we have our speaker connections over here, and they are pretty small. If you see my fingers here, they are a bit smaller than you definitely would expect here. They're quite tiny compared to a lot of other units. Not a big deal if you're using banana connectors. They're still very easy to use with banana connectors, so not a big deal there. Now, if you are noticing one thing here, there is no analog connections at all on here. When I'm talking analog, I mean like RCA in. But you can, of course, use the auxiliary cable, which is like a 3.5 millimeter jack. That's what I'm using. I'm going RCA out from my DO300 into the auxiliary with a 3.5 millimeter AudioQuest cable. You can, of course, go USB. They have a coax, and then they have a optical as well. So you've got a couple options there for your inputs. Of course, you've got Bluetooth as well, so that's always an option there. And they have a little Bluetooth antenna on the back here, which this is actually a little antenna. I think it's kind of cute looking there. It's not too big, not too small. Just kind of hangs off the back, which is kind of funny there. It does have a power supply down here, really beefy external power supply, which is really cool to see. And also it does have a subwoofer out. Now that is a variable subwoofer out. You can make some adjustments to it. It's not something I necessarily would use myself, but of course having it there is always handy to have. Alright, this thing has many specs listed on Amazon and of course SMSL's website. We do have the TAS 5508C and the TAS 5342A as the chipsets in here. Now, it's not going to be the best chipsets money can buy in here. For about the $150 price point, of course, it's not going to be anything, just incredible or insane, but I think it does sound pretty good for what it is. The volume knob is, quite controlled. It does have a nice bit of tactile feedback to it. It's not, super smooth. My preference for volume controls, I kind of prefer the ones without tactile feedback to them. Now, like the where it stops for every once in a while, but I like the volume knobs that are just kind of like, very smooth going up and down. That's kind of more of my preference. Now, the one complaint that I found on this, and this isn't my complaint, it's what I've seen kind of a consensus from some reviews I saw on Amazon, is that the little headphone amplifier on the front here, that can often go bad, and that can be kind of the main, I guess, issue with this unit is the headphone amplifier finally going bad. When you do headphone amplification off some of these units, I always recommend just do something else. Kind of go for a separate headphone amplifier. A lot of the built-in headphone amps on these units are kind of just like they kind of throw them in last minute. It's not really a good quality. They don't really expect you to use them, I guess is my best way to say it. So if your unit's under, a couple $100, yeah, go for an external. If it's, if it's a more expensive unit, they're definitely going to put a better quality headphone amp in there, just to give you some, better bang for your buck there. But in a unit that's going to be $150 on Amazon, yeah, it's probably going to be a $10, $20 headphone amplifier in there at most when it comes to just talking quality. So definitely something that, is good to know, but Would it be a concern? I don't think so. If you're not going to use that amplifier in there, it's not worth even bothering with it. And finally, the included remote for this unit is a little wonky, I guess you could say. It's got an ABC on there, like a down arrow, FN. It's kind of hard to tell exactly what a lot of this stuff means. Here's the manual that kind of goes over that. B and C are no function, so they should just not be on the remote. It's kind of confusing there. If you press A, you switch to control the AD18 in kind of like an amplifier mode, which is kind of what I've been using this for anyways. It kind of, of course you have the DAC built in, you got Bluetooth, so it is a little strange how this remote exactly works. FN is EQ mode, maybe call it EQ instead of FN would be great. But then you have, of course, your switch functions and volume up and down, mute and power. All those are the usual ones. So honestly, from my perspective, the remote is kind of the craziest part, or the biggest downside to this unit, in my opinion. I think it actually sounds pretty good, though, for what you're getting for about 150 bucks. I'm glad I was actually able to find a really stellar deal on this unit. I will say I am really loving SMSL so far. I like the way that they design their units. They seem like they're very, audio quality forward with a lot of their units. It's not just, make something that looks cool, throw some, really cheap tubes in it and call it a day. But they seem like they're doing a lot of focus on, of course, making the units sound good and having a really, just unique design to their units. I'm going to do a video in the future talking about SMSL. Really a cool brand I want to cover. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. I've got a few other products that they did send me, but not directly from SMSL. And I've been just loving them so far. So I just want to pick up some more units from them off Amazon, maybe find some cool deals on eBay. But that's all I've got for you guys today. So thanks for watching. If you want to check this out, I'll include a link to it on Amazon. It's not an affiliate link, just a link if you want to check it out. So guys, thanks for watching. Have a great day.